It was a quiet morning in Ouagadougou, the capital of Burkina Faso. The sun had barely risen, casting a gentle golden light across the city's dusty streets. Inside a modest office, President Ibrahim Traoré sat alone, his eyes fixed on a stack of documents before him. He was working on an ambitious plan, new technological innovation program designed to empower the young people of Burkina Faso. His vision was bold, to help a new generation develop local solutions that could not only solve problems at home, but also compete on a global stage. But this dream wasn't without its challenges. The obstacles were clear and daunting. Burkina Faso lacked the advanced technology resources needed to make this vision a reality. The financial support required to kickstart such an initiative was scarce. Yet, despite these barriers, Traoré's determination remained unwavering. He knew that the future of his country depended on tapping into the potential of its youth scientists, engineers, and innovators who just needed the right opportunities and tools. As he pored over the plans, weighing the risks and the possible impact, the door to his office quietly opened. His assistant stepped inside, her expression a mix of surprise and urgency. "Mr. President," she said hesitantly, "there's an urgent message for you. It's from Elon Musk." Traoré raised an eyebrow, surprised. Elon Musk? The name echoed through the halls of global innovation, a symbol of cutting-edge technology and bold ambition. "Are you sure?" he asked. "Yes, sir. It's a personal video message." Curious and cautious, Traoré clicked on the link sent by his team. The screen flickered to life, revealing the face of Elon Musk himself. Musk's voice was serious, almost solemn. "President Traoré," he began, "I've been following your work in Burkina Faso. Your commitment to innovation and self-reliance is inspiring. I want to help." Those words hung in the air, heavy with possibility. For the president, it was a moment that could shift everything, an unexpected offer from one of the world's most influential figures. But, with opportunity, came the need for wisdom. Could this be the turning point Burkina Faso needed? Or was it simply another promise that might never come to life? Traoré sat back, processing what this message meant not just for his project, but for the future of his country. Elon Musk's message played on the screen, each word carrying a weight that Traoré could feel deep in his chest. The tech billionaire's voice was steady, filled with a sincerity that was both surprising and hopeful. "I'm donating thousands of units of our latest clean energy technologies to support your projects," Musk said. "But that's not all. My team will be on hand to train your young scientists and engineers, so they can maintain and develop these technologies long after the initial installation." Then came the moment that truly caught Traoré off guard. "I also want to visit Burkina Faso in person," Musk continued, "to see your work firsthand and explore how we can build this partnership for the future." Traoré sat frozen for a moment, the gravity of the offer settling in. This was no ordinary donation or business deal. It was an invitation to collaborate, to recognize Burkina Faso not as a mere recipient, but as a partner with something valuable to contribute. But with the promise came the need for clear principles. Traoré knew the history of many such offers, generous on the surface, but often one-sided beneath. He needed to make sure that this partnership would honor Burkina Faso's dignity and its people's potential. After a few moments of reflection, he responded not just privately, but publicly through a recorded video message of his own. "Mr. Musk," Traoré began, his voice steady but passionate, "your generosity is impressive, but I want to be clear. We are not seeking charity. We are building partnerships based on mutual respect and the recognition of African potential." He paused, letting the words resonate. Burkina Faso has something to offer the world: our brilliant minds, our resilience, and our determination. We are not just recipients of technology. We want to be co-creators of the future. The response was firm, yet hopeful, a declaration that Burkina Faso was ready to stand as an equal in this new era of innovation. When the video went public, it resonated far beyond the borders of the country. Social media buzzed with excitement. The hashtag number Africa Innovates began trending, along with number Partnership Not Charity. Conversations ignited worldwide about the importance of valuing African ingenuity and leadership. Back in Burkina Faso, young scientists and engineers felt a renewed sense of purpose. Among them was Issa, a young inventor who had developed a solar-powered irrigation system. In an interview, he expressed what many were feeling. "For a long time, I thought my ideas were just dreams," Issa said quietly. "But now, I see that those dreams can become real. Thanks to President Traoré and Mr. Musk, we have hope." This was more than technology, it was a movement, riding the wave of momentum from his public response. President Ibrahim Traoré seized the moment to push his vision even further. He called a press conference to announce the next phase of Burkina Faso's technological innovation program, one that went beyond receiving technology to truly owning and developing it. Standing confidently before a room full of journalists and dignitaries, Traoré's voice resonated with determination. "This partnership with Elon Musk is not just about equipment or donations," he declared. "It's about training our young people to be the architects of our future. We want our scientists, engineers, and innovators to learn how to maintain, improve, and create technologies that meet our unique challenges." The room responded with applause. But Traoré's words went beyond a speech. They were a call to action. He made it clear that Burkina Faso was setting a new standard for African countries. A standard of dignity, independence, and self-reliance. International media quickly picked up the story, shining a spotlight on Traoré's visionary leadership. Articles hailed him not only as a political figure, but as a humanitarian leader who was restoring the soul of his nation. One columnist in The Guardian wrote, "Traoré isn't just governing, he's inspiring a movement. His commitment to equality and innovation is a lesson for leaders worldwide." Meanwhile, social media buzzed with excitement. People around the world shared the story of this African leader who refused charity and demanded partnership. Hashtags like number Africa Leads and number Innovation with Respect trended globally, sparking discussions on how developing countries can harness their own potential without losing their dignity. Back in Burkina Faso, the excitement was palpable. Young people, students, scientists, and entrepreneurs mobilized like never before. One young man, Issa, who had already developed a solar-powered irrigation system prototype, shared his thoughts in a heartfelt interview. "For years, I felt like my ideas were out of reach, just dreams waiting to fade away," Issa admitted. "But now, with this program and the support of leaders like President Traoré and Elon Musk, I see a future where my ideas can grow into reality. It gives me hope, and I'm ready to work harder than ever." Traoré's vision was clear. This wasn't about quick fixes or temporary aid. It was about creating a sustainable ecosystem where Burkina Faso's youth could thrive, innovate, and lead. The partnership was designed to empower, not just provide. As plans moved forward, teams from Musk's company prepared to arrive and begin training sessions. Traoré personally oversaw preparations to ensure that the knowledge transfer would be effective and tailored to the local context. The president knew the journey ahead would be challenging. It would require perseverance, adaptability, and unwavering commitment from everyone involved. But in that moment, watching the young faces filled with excitement and determination, he truly believed that Burkina Faso was on the cusp of a new era. The question wasn't whether they could succeed anymore. It was how far they would go. The news of Elon Musk's impending visit to Burkina Faso spread like wildfire, not just across the country, but around the world. For many, it was a historic moment. One of the richest and most influential men on the planet was about to set foot in Ouagadougou, not just as a businessman or tourist, but as a true partner, recognizing the potential of a nation often overlooked. On the day of Musk's arrival, the atmosphere was electric. Crowds gathered at the airport, a vibrant mix of young scientists, farmers benefiting from the new clean energy programs, students, and even children wearing t-shirts emblazoned with the faces of Traoré and Musk side by side. The air was thick with anticipation and hope. When Musk's private jet touched down, applause erupted. But the billionaire arrived modestly, dressed simply, a stark contrast to the high-tech image that usually surrounded him. President Traoré was there to greet him with a firm handshake and a warm smile. "Welcome to Burkina Faso, Mr. Musk," Traoré said sincerely. "Your presence here is more than a visit. It's a symbol of hope for our people." Musk nodded, clearly moved by the reception. "Mr. President, I'm honored to be here. Your work is inspiring, and I couldn't wait to see it all up close." Together, they left the airport, not in a lavish convoy, but a simple van. As they drove through Ouagadougou's streets, Musk took in the unique blend of tradition and modernity, the bustling markets, the colorful buildings, the faces of everyday people carrying the weight of history, yet full of resilience. "It's incredible," Musk commented quietly. "I knew Burkina Faso was special, but seeing it firsthand is something else." Traoré smiled with pride. "Our people have a strength that comes from facing great challenges and never losing hope." Arriving at the presidential palace, a ceremony had been prepared to celebrate the partnership. Among those attending were young scientists already working with Musk's donated technologies, farmers using solar power for irrigation, and children enjoying electricity for the first time in their schools. Musk took the stage, his voice thick with emotion. "When I decided to support this project, I knew we were doing something important. But being here today, seeing the real impact of these technologies on people's lives, I realize how much more we can accomplish together." Then he announced the next big step, the construction of an innovation center in Ouagadougou. "This won't just be for Burkina Faso," he said. "It will be a hub for all of Africa. We want you to lead the next technological revolution." The crowd erupted in applause, many wiping tears from their eyes. Traoré embraced Musk warmly, knowing this moment was not just political, it was historic. In the days following Elon Musk's visit, a wave of transformation swept across Burkina Faso. What began as a promise of technology quickly grew into a movement of hope and empowerment. The arrival of cutting-edge tools was just the beginning. The true change was in the spirit of the people. One of the most touching moments came from Fatou, Traoré's adopted sister, who had become a symbol of second chances in the country. Approaching Musk with a voice trembling but full of conviction, she said, "Mr. Musk, you've brought us more than technology. You've brought us hope." Musk smiled warmly, his eyes reflecting the gravity of her words. "No, Fatou," he replied gently. "You already had hope. I just helped give you the tools to make it real." That exchange captured the heart of the partnership, a collaboration built on respect, resilience, and shared dreams. Construction of the Innovation Center in Ouagadougou moved quickly. Designed to be a hub for young African scientists, engineers, and entrepreneurs, it was more than just a building. It was a beacon of possibility, a place where local ideas could grow and shape the future. At the partial opening ceremony, the air was thick with emotion. Students, farmers, community leaders, and international guests gathered to celebrate. Among them was Amadou, a young inventor who had developed a solar-powered water harvesting system. Standing before the crowd, his voice shook with determination. "Mr. President Traoré, Mr. Musk," he said, "you've given us something we've never had before, the chance to dream big and make those dreams come true. Now, we're ready to show the world what we can do." Applause filled the room, many faces shining with tears. For the president, it was a moment of deep pride. "Today," he said, stepping up to speak, "we celebrate not just technology, but the strength of our people. It's you, our young scientists, farmers, and innovators who are building Africa's future." He paused, letting the weight of his words settle. Mr. Musk brought technology, But we gave him something even more valuable: our determination. This blend of innovation and resilience is what's changing our country. Elon Musk, sitting front and center, rose to speak next. His voice, thick with emotion, echoed the shared sentiment. "I came here thinking I was helping," he admitted. "But now I see I'm the one learning. Africa isn't just following others, it's leading." As the ceremony closed, a small child stepped forward, offering Traoré and Musk a handmade solar lamp. "This light," the child said softly, "represents what you've done for us. You've brought light when everything seemed dark." Together, Traoré and Musk held the lamp, a symbol not just of technology, but of hope, progress, and a future forged together. As the crowds began to disperse, President Ibrahim Traoré walked alongside Elon Musk, their conversation filled with quiet reflection. The day had been more than a formal ceremony. It was a powerful testament to what genuine partnership could achieve. "Mr. Musk," Traoré said softly, placing a hand on the billionaire's shoulder, "you came here as a partner, but now you're part of the Burkina Faso family." Musk smiled, his eyes shining with a mix of pride and humility. "And it's an honor, President Traoré. A true honor." Their shared journey had become a global symbol of hope, proof that technology, when combined with respect and determination, could transform lives in meaningful ways. In the days and weeks that followed, Burkina Faso saw a surge of activity unlike anything before. The Innovation Center rose steadily from the ground, becoming a hub for young scientists, engineers, and entrepreneurs eager to create solutions tailored to their communities. Young minds buzzed with excitement, developing projects that ranged from solar-powered irrigation systems to clean energy-powered schools. The country's youth were no longer just recipients of aid, they were leaders of a new era. One of the most striking changes was the shift in mindset. Communities embraced the idea that they held the power to shape their own futures. Traoré's message had resonated deeply. This was about dignity, independence, and partnership. International observers took note. Media outlets praised Burkina Faso's example of how countries could leap forward by embracing innovation and valuing their own people's talents. The story of Traoré and Musk spread far and wide, inspiring conversations about Africa's role in the global technological revolution. It challenged outdated narratives and celebrated resilience and creativity. At the heart of it all was a simple truth: progress isn't about handouts, it's about opportunity and respect. President Traoré often reflected on the journey. From those early days in his office, dreaming of a brighter future, to the moment Musk stepped off his plane, it was clear that leadership wasn't just about policies, it was about inspiring belief. Belief in a future that could be better. Belief in the strength of a people who refused to be defined by their challenges. Belief that, together, they could light up the darkest corners with innovation, hope, and determination. And as Burkina Faso continued on its path, the world watched, reminded that true change starts when partnerships are built on respect and shared dreams. As the Innovation Center officially opened its doors, the atmosphere in Ouagadougou was electric with anticipation and pride. This was more than just a building, it was a symbol of Burkina Faso's new beginning, a place where dreams could take root and grow into realities. Young scientists and engineers from across the country gathered to begin their journey as the architects of their nation's future. Among them was Amadou, a young inventor whose passion for sustainable technology had already led him to develop a solar-powered water harvesting system. Standing before a crowd of supporters, government officials, and international guests, Amadou's voice trembled with emotion, but carried unwavering determination. "Mr. President Traoré, Mr. Musk," he began, "you have given us something we have never had before, the chance to dream big, and the tools to turn those dreams into reality. We are ready to show the world what we can do." The applause that followed was thunderous, a testament to the hope and promise held by an entire generation. For President Traoré, witnessing this moment was a profound affirmation of his vision. a vision that had started as a quiet hope in his office and now stood as a beacon for an entire continent. Taking the stage, Traoré spoke with a mix of humility and pride. Today, we celebrate more than technology or innovation. We celebrate the strength of our people, our young scientists, our farmers, our innovators who are building the future of Africa. He paused, allowing the weight of his words to settle. Mr. Musk brought us technology, yes, but we gave him something even more valuable, our determination. It is this powerful combination of innovation and resilience that will change our nation and inspire the world. Musk, sitting in the front row, rose to speak next. His voice was thick with emotion as he acknowledged the transformation he had witnessed firsthand. I came here thinking I was helping, Musk said candidly. But now I realize that I am the one learning. Africa is not just following, it is leading, and it is an honor to be part of this journey. The ceremony culminated in a deeply symbolic moment. A small child stepped forward to present Traoré and Musk with a handmade solar lamp. This light, the child said softly, represents what you have done for us. You brought light to us when everything seemed dark. Together, Traoré and Musk held the lamp, knowing it was more than just a gift. It was a symbol of hope, progress, and a future built on partnership. As the crowd began to disperse, the feeling was unanimous. A new chapter had begun, one where Burkina Faso and Africa could rise as leaders of innovation, driven by courage, collaboration, and unyielding spirit. As the crowd slowly began to disperse after the ceremony, President Ibrahim Traoré walked alongside Elon Musk, the weight of the moment settling between them. It was clear this partnership had grown beyond a simple exchange of technology. It had become a symbol of hope and shared destiny. Mr. Musk, Traoré said softly, placing a reassuring hand on Musk's shoulder. You came here as a partner, but now you are part of the Burkina Faso family. Musk smiled warmly, his eyes shining with humility. And it's an honor, President Traoré, a true honor. This exchange captured the spirit of their collaboration, a fusion of innovation and resilience, driven by mutual respect and a shared dream for the future. In the weeks that followed, Burkina Faso saw a surge of energy unlike anything before. The Innovation Center blossomed into a vibrant hub where young scientists, engineers, and entrepreneurs gathered with passion and purpose. The space was alive, with ideas projects ranged from solar-powered irrigation systems to clean energy solutions powering schools and communities. The country's youth were no longer just recipients of aid. They had become architects of their own future. Beyond the technology, what stood out was the transformation of mindset. Communities embraced the belief that they held the power to shape their own destiny. President Traoré's message about dignity, independence, and partnership resonated deeply. International observers took notice as well. Media outlets worldwide praised Burkina Faso's model as an inspiring example of how nations can leapfrog traditional development paths through innovation and valuing local talent. The story challenged outdated narratives and celebrated resilience and creativity. The journey of Traoré and Musk ignited global conversations about Africa's pivotal role in the coming technological revolution. It reminded the world that progress isn't about charity or dependency, it's about opportunity, respect, and collaboration. For President Traoré, the path had been a personal one. From quiet mornings spent drafting plans in his office to welcoming Musk's plane on the tarmac, he understood that leadership was more than policy. It was about inspiring belief in a brighter future, belief in the strength of a people undeterred by challenges, and belief that together they could light up even the darkest corners of the world. And as Burkina Faso continued its remarkable journey, the world watched with hope, reminded that true change begins when partnerships are built on respect and shared dreams. The construction of the Innovation Center in Ouagadougou quickly became a beacon of progress, drawing young minds from across Burkina Faso and beyond. This was not just a building, it was a hub for creativity, a place where ideas could be nurtured and transformed into solutions that would benefit not only their country, but the entire African continent. At the partial opening ceremony, the atmosphere was charged with excitement and hope. Students, farmers, community leaders, and international guests gathered to witness a new chapter in Burkina Faso's journey towards self-reliance and innovation. Among the speakers was Amadou, a passionate young inventor who had developed an innovative water harvesting system powered by solar energy. With a voice trembling but resolute, he addressed the crowd. "Mr. President Traoré, Mr. Musk," Amadou began, "you have given us something we have never had before, the chance to dream big and make those dreams a reality. Now, we are ready to show the world what we can do." The audience erupted in applause, many moved to tears by the determination and hope radiating from the young inventor. For President Traoré, this moment was the realization of a vision that had once seemed distant and difficult. Taking the stage, Traoré spoke with passion and pride. "Today, we celebrate more than technology or innovation. We celebrate the strength of our people, young scientists, our farmers, our innovators who are building Africa's future." He paused, letting the weight of his words sink in. "Mr. Musk brought us technology, but we gave him something even more valuable: determination. It is this powerful blend of innovation and resilience that will change our nation and inspire the world." Elon Musk, sitting among the audience, rose to speak next. His voice was thick with emotion as he shared his reflections. "I came here thinking I was helping," Musk said candidly. "But now I see that I am the one learning. Africa is not just following others. It is leading. It is an honor to be part of this journey." The ceremony concluded with a deeply symbolic gesture. A young child stepped forward, presenting Traoré and Musk with a handmade solar lamp. "This light," the child said softly, "represents what you have done for us. You brought light to us when everything seemed dark." Together, Traoré and Musk held the lamp, a symbol of hope, progress, and a future built on partnership and shared dreams. As the sun set over Ouagadougou, casting a warm glow across the city, President Ibrahim Traoré reflected on the incredible journey that had brought Burkina Faso to this moment. What started as a quiet dream in his office had blossomed into a movement that was transforming not only his country, but inspiring the world. The partnership with Elon Musk was more than technology or business. It was a symbol of what true leadership and collaboration could achieve when built on respect, dignity, and shared purpose. Traoré often thought back to the day he first received Musk's video message. In that moment, he saw an opportunity not just for resources, but for a new kind of relationship, one that honored Burkina Faso's talent and resilience rather than treating the nation as a passive recipient of aid. His public response had set the tone, a firm but hopeful declaration that Burkina Faso was ready to lead alongside the world. And lead it did. The Innovation Center had become a beacon of possibility. Young scientists, engineers, and entrepreneurs thrived in its halls, developing solutions to challenges both local and global. Their creativity and determination sent ripples across the continent, inspiring others to believe in their own potential. The stories emerging from Burkina Faso were powerful. Solar irrigation systems that revived parched lands, clean energy powering schools and clinics, and communities empowered by technology designed with their unique needs in mind. Traoré's leadership was not just about policies, it was about inspiring a belief that change was possible. A belief in the strength of a people who refused to be defined by their hardships. Elon Musk's visit had been a turning point, but the real story was what came after. A partnership grounded in mutual respect and a shared vision for the future. As Traoré looked toward tomorrow, he saw a future lit by the brilliance of his people and the power of collaboration. A future where Burkina Faso and Africa would not only participate in the global technological revolution, they would lead it. And in that vision lay a profound lesson for the world. True progress is born when innovation meets resilience, and when partnerships are forged with respect and shared dreams. The journey was far from over, but one thing was clear: Burkina Faso was no longer waiting for change. It was creating it.